This is going to be a very light agenda for us this evening. We had anticipated having the town engineer come and make a presentation to us about the work to be done at the Floral Way. But I touched base with him last week, and he was not quite ready for it. He hadn't found the proper material for the paving, and he asked to be able to come and make a presentation to us instead at our meeting in March. And I didn't think that would be a problem. So I told him that was okay with us. I hope it was okay with all of you. I tried to notify the people, as many people as I could identify who were at our last meeting as visitors who had spoken at our last meeting on the subject, to let them know that we'll be discussing this in March. So with that, we'll go back to our regular agenda. I guess I've already called the meeting to order. Dan, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Okay, we got the flag in there, so
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
To the flag
United
of the United States of
of
America,
America,
to the
and to the
republic
Like,
for which it
for which it
stands,
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty.
liberty and justice for all.
thank you, Dan.
Nancy, did you want to do closed captioning?
I can't figure out how to do it.
Okay, it's in the top right-hand
Wait a minute,
corner.
it's come back.
In the top right-hand corner, there are 3 little dots that say more.
Yep, they're not on
Oh.
mine. On mine, it's down at the bottom. I did find it, and we have
Okay.
now enabled it. Thank you, Fran.
Yeah.
Okay. Public participation. Would anyone like to speak? Okay, hearing nothing.
You
We'll
said it
move
was
on
gonna
to
be
our
brief.
first, what was that, Jean?
You said it was going to be brief.
If you could be brief. We will go on to our first agenda item, which is the review of the minutes. Did everybody receive the minutes I sent?
Yes. I noticed Marie Way or May from the Commission on Disabilities
Yeah,
was present and spoke. And I don't believe you included her in your list of people. I didn't know if, I also didn't know if Marie was going to join us going forward as kind of a crossover commissions.
I listed her on the minutes as a member of the Commission on Disability Issues because I hadn't caught her name. I did
Okay.
send an email to her or to the Commission on Disability Issues a few days ago to let them know that we'll be discussing the whole subject of the Floral Way at our March meeting. But what was her name again, Fran? Marie?
Marie, and maybe Dan knows her last name. Way is what I heard.
R-E-J.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Fran. And thank you, Dan.
He's chairman of that. I think they have co-chairmans.
Okay, any other changes that anyone has? No? Can I have a motion to accept the minutes then with as amended?
I move we accept the minutes as amended.
Second that.
Okay,
Second,
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Aye. Thank you, everyone. Item 4 is our work to be done on the Floral Way. I've already touched on that. We will be joined by the town engineer at our meeting on March 22nd.
Do we have any idea as far as work on that? Is it stone dust or is it like hot top?
We are
This
trying
is
not
all-
to have hot top. We're trying hard not to have hot top. He's got a lot of different options on the table. And Dan, you weren't at our last meeting. We're also considering adding fencing to one side of it, which will be an aid for accessibility, I think, to some extent as well, for people walking down there. But he will be, he will be briefing us on all of the alternatives that he has been exploring. Because I had a meeting with him, and he understands how important the area is to in fact, it's probably one of our most pristine and historic landscapes. So it's a treasure we have, and it's so fragile and it's so ephemeral. I mean, once it's gone, it's gone. So, and you can't make it come back. So he has all of those things in mind, and hopefully we'll find an alternative which will be good for the historical integrity of the burying ground in the Floral Way area, will be good for accessibility, and will be good for the health of our lake. So it's a big job he has, and we'll look forward to hearing all about that at our March meeting. Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
All right. Moving on to our next agenda item, which of course I've lost the agenda altogether, which is the roof of the Americal Civic Center, which I understand has some issues and needs to be replaced, as most old roofs do. I've been in touch with Chris Pierce, who is in charge of the town's buildings. And he would like to get rid of the skylights on the roof. And he wanted to run this issue by us. I believe that these skylights are viewable from outside the building. Does anybody have any opinion on this?
To be honest, I don't recall seeing them.
They're little eyebrow skylights. And when the building was built, they're there for a very strategic purpose, to bring light, especially into the giant drill hall.
Oh,
Okay. But with today's modern lighting and a more modern building, with all the work that has been done to the Americal Civic Center and to the drill hall, it's true that we don't need that additional lighting. And I guess it would be very expensive to replace those skylights. So I would like to give you all an opportunity to kind of check this out by looking at the building.
good
Okay.
idea.
And I will find out the price differential as well. Not that that really matters to us, because to us, it's only about the historical integrity. However, as citizens of the town, we need to know things like that. So let's get some illustrations and take a look, go by the Americal and take a look. If you can, go inside, look up to check out the state of the skylights. How does that sound?
Does anybody when it was last re-roofed, the shingling done on it?
You know, Dan, I don't know that. And I do know a lot. I was on the board of the Americal Civic Center Association for a little while. And I do not remember the association re-roofing the building. I could be wrong about that. And their history went back into the 70s. So it must have been re-roofed since then. But no, I don't know the specific date. I'll find out.
Shingles are good for what, 25 years, say on an average?
I don't
And what-
know that they're shingled though, Dan. I think
Yeah.
it might be a flat roof.
I think it is a flat roof.
In the drill hall? Yeah, that's an angled roof.
Scott,
Well,
I think
we'll
we're shooting in the dark. We're kind of blind on this, so we need to.
we need to go down and take a look at it.
I'm just saying, why, if you're gonna do it all together, do the re-roofing along with, covering up those, if that's the way you want to do it, rather than take those out and then have to re-roof it again in a few years.
Well, I think the consideration of removing the skylights is part of the re-roofing. I think that wouldn't have come up if the building wasn't being re-roofed. But we will find out about that.
I was looking for my historical Wakefield book to see if there was a picture, whether or not you could see the skylights. I can't find the book.
Looking out my window right now, the roof is slanted.
How does it look, Dan?
Well, it's dark now. It is slanted with I think 2 on each side.
Well, I've got about eight Wakefield books in here, but by the time I find a picture.
Okay. All right, we'll do a drive-by and then we can can we talk about it at the next month's meeting, or
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
it more urgent?
It'll be on our agenda on March 22nd.
Great.
Okay,
And then under item 6 is other matters. I see that our town council representative, Ed Dombrowski, is with us, and he has helped us to make our presence a little more robust. Ed, tell us about it.
Oh, I'm happy to, Nancy. Good evening, everyone. So following our last meeting, I was able to connect with Jen McDonald, our communications manager, and she was able to link a lot of the content that we have online to the landing page on the town's website. So it allows for a lot more opportunity to get the word out about the commission and also the work of the society and then any and everything historic. So I think it's a good opportunity. I know Nancy is carrying a lot of the laboring war right now with having to update a lot of content, Nancy. So I don't know if there's anyone else that's interested in helping you with that, because I know you're doing a lot of work to keep things updated. I know there's a lot of dates and events and things on the websites that are now linked that, if anyone else, if you're interested in anyone else helping you, I think that's work for a few people, not just one. You've been doing a lot.
I am into a lot. I do also I have the Historical Society's website. I have the Hartshorn House website, and there all the Facebook pages and Instagram pages. So it certainly is a lot. So I will be considering that and seeing if some of that could be offloaded.
And I know too, Jen would be interested in doing other, more targeted features too on sites of historical significance across town. We could push that out through our social media channels and the like. So I think there's a real opportunity to really get, to really develop more of a presence for the commission, just across a lot of different platforms at the town level, in addition to whatever the commission is able to do more at the commission level too. So I think it's a really good opportunity, and I think it's very easy, and Jen is very accommodating in that regard. So anything that the commission is interested in having, her help with, help us with on, she'll certainly do it.
That'll be a great help, and we really appreciate it. One thing will be, we're still looking for a vendor for our historical house markers. So when we get that going again, that would be a great thing, and maybe to push some of our walking tours in the spring.
I think that would be fantastic. That's the exact kind of content that the town can push out and really get people engaged.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. We've never had a town council representative before, and we definitely appreciate you.
As I'm in my 1906 colonial revival, I really appreciate the work the commission is doing. So.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Okay. Does anyone else have any matters to bring up? As I said, I made the agenda very slim tonight because I knew that a number of our members were not going to be with us because of school vacation week. And so we will pick up all of the things that we are working on at our meeting in March, on March 22nd. So if nobody has anything else, these are quick meetings.
Nancy,
Yeah,
if I could say one thing, and
sure.
seeing that we have Councilor Drambowski here, there's a lot of things the Historical Commission could do, but there's a lot of money that it would cost to do those. And it wouldn't hurt a little extra money on the Historical Commission for that signage, for a lot of historical stuff in Wakefield. And if we had that, we could do a lot more.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Dan, for that commercial.
Well, somebody's got to say it to get it done.
It is true. It is true. Yeah, we've had a lot of different projects that we've started up over the years and we're not able to follow through with because of a lack of funding. For many years, as you know, Dan, our budget was $500 a year. And then,
What can you do? What can you
and
do?
the
with-
finance committee threatened to cut it one time. But that was in the bad old days of the beginning of Proposition 2.5. So anyway, yeah, thank you, Dan.
What is our budget now? 2,000?
$2,000.
Yeah, okay.
I will say though that if there are particular projects, then they wouldn't have to necessarily fall under the Historical Commission's budget in order to be funded. And there are other opportunities within the general budget for the town. So if there's something in particular, there's also earmarks, that are available from time to time as well. So if we have a succinct list of, okay, these are the things we'd like to check off. I mean, some of it could fall under even, branding and wayfinding. There are just a number of different directions we can go in. So I wouldn't feel restricted by what has been classified as the Historical Commission budget. If it's a project that would have a broader reach for the town, it could fall under a number of different categories. So I think we could probably make that work, depending on what it was, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to advocate, for that if there are things that we think that are, would be a positive impact on the community. Certainly, I'm happy to go to bat on that.
Great. Thank you, Ed. And thank you, Dan. And now,
If we don't preserve the past, there will be no future.
well, that's true, I guess. That's deep, Dan. That's very deep. Okay, if no one else has any philosophizing to do, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn this evening's meeting?
I
Second,
that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you all so much, everybody. Have a good rest of school vacation week, and we'll see you all on March 22nd.